first real adoption ever, right? This is the first time in human history where we go mainstream. So I think paying attention to the space now more than ever is absolutely crucial for anybody who plans to actually look at the bigger picture. And let's talk about Axelar as well. Yep, I've got Axelar. Apparently the token isn't part of the deal. What the F is going on with AXL? Yeah, we'll talk about that as well. Primitive caveman brain will let me give up. I think giving up is a strong word. I think it's more about how we look at the narratives and position ourselves in things that haven't run, because there will definitely be a macro tailwind off the back of 2026. I mean, it's inevitable, right? If you look at the major economic zones globally, now this software doesn't allow me to invite legends as well. I would love to get your comments on the screen, and I would love to get the likes of Cliff. Let me just get you as well, bro. This is a legend right here, man. Cliff, my brother. Yeah, absolute legend. So what I'll do, I think I'll just rotate your comments. Have a look at Clay as well. Yes. So if I click on your, wait, there's a way to do this actually. There's a way to do this. There's a way to do this, and we're gonna do it. Anyway, so 2025 has been a challenging year for a number of reasons. One, we had the tariffs, we had the Trump inauguration, we had the tariffs, and we had all of these macro headwinds coming our way. But I think it's right now is the time to look forward to what's gone in the past, has gone on in the past. For anyone who's not taking credit, basically the main guilt is July and August's rally. That was ridiculous. In my opinion, that's when alts really did have a go. But if you look at the last 12 months in large, I did actually put something in the Discord today, and all the despair, all the giving up blocks your research, your ability to actually do some quality work now. So when the chips are down, this is really when you need to start paying attention to the space. So here was my summary of 2025, and I think you will all agree with me that this is the way it's gone. So the year of privacy, regulation, DEXs, stablecoins, tokenization, tariffs, institutional adoption, right? Tokenization of treasuries, real estate, commodities, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, all of that. But they were never going to come and buy altcoins in a what I would consider to be overpriced way. And that gave away the clue. Once you see this state of crypto report that we talked about with these kind of really, really big guns coming into the market, you start to realize all of a sudden, wait a minute, if these guys are coming in, it is basically time for crypto to go to the next direction. Okay, so Man City in the building as well. I haven't seen you for ages, bro. Oh shit! Listen, that's usually a good omen when my brother comes back into crypto. You know what that means. Big up yourself, bro. Cave said 2025 money, more money than I've ever had before. Twice, literally lost. Yeah, I think the year in itself, the main clue for me is the institutional adoption. So when you kind of look at what's going on this year, and we shall continue. So we've obviously had regulation, adoption by institutions, and then we've had tariffs, tokenization, stablecoin dexes, and privacy. And big players are here, regardless of, obviously whether we like it or not. And I think crypto was better back in the day when it was degen versus degen rather than institutions versus degens. But here's an interesting thing. Gold up 64% in the last 12 months, silver up 132%, Bitcoin down nearly 7%. And for me, this is the catch-up trade. This is the generational catch-up trade with macro liquidity tailwind. And if you are feeling like this is the end of you on crypto, I think it's a good time to call it a day. But if you are definitely building for the long term, then this is just about to start. Now, one thing for sure, Trump did nuke crypto. And there's a lot of insider games going on. And I guess sometimes when you sit back, if the majority sold December, same day, I mean, this was 23rd of December 2020, 2 days before Christmas. In 2024, I think the conversation would have been different. But also the 4-year cycle theory has completely changed. So in my opinion, liquidity has almost disappeared, and we're dumping because not because of anything else, but we're dumping because of the macro structure and the liquidity no man's land between the Fed pivot. Of course, we did have a very good report today in the Discord by my brother Polarity. Jimmy has been putting up some really good macro stuff as well. But the market won't stabilize until liquidity comes in. Crypto is not for the weak hands and the weak in general, but the opportunity has never been more clear. So anybody who feels weak is probably washed out by now. Only fully committed will stay beyond 2026, in my opinion. Only the fully hardcore, fully committed people. 25 was a reality check because it was the end of a 4-year cycle, and the narrative shift faster than ever. Privacy was the winner of 2025. Going into 2026, the approach is simple. Wait for the macro tailwinds, the Clarity Act. Start to look for projects with stable coin. Some projects will be good to look at now with stable coin regulation coming in. And of course, be very extremely selective with your altcoins, your layer ones. They're not going anywhere. And be careful of narratives that have already pumped. If the narrative has gone up significantly over the last 12 months, for example, we looked at gaming in the Discord in the last kind of 2 weeks. I've been tracking gaming, and it is a good place to kind of potentially see if there's a monumental bounce, because historically in crypto, there are 3 narratives that return the most. RWA, AI, and gaming are literally explosive when they happen. And then, of course, meme coins will come back at some point as we start seeing euphoria. And this is another key point here, guys. Position early, like set a cutoff limit for your crypto buys. If this project passes, say, $10 million or 50 million or 100 or a billion, whatever your target is, that's it. Set your cutoff points and accumulate in between. So high performance layer ones, we're not really seeing anything apart from the Sui top in 2025, Casper top in 2024, Say topped back in March 2024. And then we saw this massive run led by perpetual dexes, Hyperliquid, that did really well. And it took Hyperliquid to the top. This is what we saw in 2025. Hyperliquid became a thing to the point where CZ launched Asta. And of course, the way to play here, there are good dexes on Base and the Sui network, in my opinion. In 2025, Memecoins faded hard and they pumped really hard in 2024. No meme coins made it into the top 100 gainers list in terms of large caps. Pepe, Bonk, Shib all underperform. The rotation for memes was absolutely real. Having said that, euphoria returns. Memes will attract the retail the fastest, all because of their dynamics of tokenomics design, fully diluted. And I've said here, pay attention in 2026 to the Bonk ecosystem in light of the recent issues with Pump.Fun. Layer 2s, stay away from layer 2s. As much as you can, layer 2s don't make money. We saw Linear and Blast launch with horrible tokenomics in 2024, 2025. Layer 2 they are just absolutely full of unlocks, bad tokenomics, growing concern about L2 fragmentation, cannibalizing each other rather than growing the pie. And we've seen real adoption for the likes of Arbitrum, Optimism, Starknet as well. But despite the fact that they are being adopted for their low fees, Ethereum fees have also come down. But the king here is base. Focus on base and base only, and you will do very well in 2026 and beyond, because I think base is going to be the home of it is the best layer 2, but also potential base token drop. But we saw Toshi, Morpho, Aero, Zora, Virtuals as a 4 key assets in the base ecosystem. So why do I think 2026 will be different? This is the real reality. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, right? This is a catch-up trade that is going to be, that's going to run at some point, right? So going back to these kind of big global macro tailwinds. So we're going to have an explosion of data centers and AI GPU demand. Facts, right? And that's going to be key, because in 2024, the height of 2024 anyway, we saw the complete transformation, start of 2025, and it's been now a very long time since gold has been absolutely ripping it. That tells you macro uncertainty, but tailwinds are going to shift the narrative market, in my opinion. And I think, once again, if you are giving up right now in crypto, bear market, bull market, doesn't really matter if you believe in certain assets. And again, if Peter said, I kind of want to cash in my gold for some more powder, I think this is really the time to have those kind of conversations. But what you're seeing is gold, silver, and Bitcoin. I think the rotation, just like Pete is saying right there, the rotation is ultimately going to happen. And once that happens, it's going to be it's an obvious catch-up trade for the big dogs as far as the market is concerned. So this is the time. Again, what we saw here with Bitcoin, even if we come down, we're not too far from 88K right now. I mean, we did take all the liquidity up to 90,000 plus. So now we're in a new kind of like a new situation where everybody is expecting maybe perhaps a final capitulation, and that will come at some point. But in the meantime, if the market is looking like this, where everything is down, then I guess all you have to do is stick to your guns, add to your beliefs, and make sure you start to take advantage of what the whales are doing. And with that, let me just quickly go to Nansen as well. And big up to Nansen now. With Nansen, you can actually start trading futures here, which is ridiculous. But so check this out. So they're gonna have trading here. So guys, anyway, Smart money is telling us one thing in terms of accumulation overall. And this is why they make money. This is why they, obviously, every cycle, this is why their P&L is just exceptional. Whether they trade or whether they go in and out of narratives, I think it's smart money. What I'm noticing, actually, personally speaking, is following certain directions from these big whale wallets that we're seeing. It makes a lot of difference in terms of how we stay calm. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's your kind of state of the crypto update. In terms of new narratives, this agentic X402, I think it's going to be pretty big. This is going to be something that we need to keep eyes on. Again, this is Piverse from Binance. It's a Binance launch, fully diluted. It's $400 million, so it's got low float, high FDV. But what's more important is we are going to see more of these agentic neobanks appear within crypto. And that's another indication where the market is going in terms of DeFi next couple of years. So what else did we see in 2025? Well, the institutional adoption for me, the one drawback is that the small guy is no longer here universally. There is no retail in crypto right now, as far as I can see, with all the different metrics. And if retail's not coming back, who's going to buy our bags is the question. Hence why a lot of the large layer ones, the AI projects that we invest in, they will be fine because a lot of these have ETFs. Okay. The issue is the smaller stuff, the speculative stuff, the hype jobs, they are going to die, right? That there's no two ways about it. Whether we like to hear it or not, it is a fact of life. Those smaller cryptocurrencies will have a small window to trade in. So whether you're looking to offload some, whether you're looking to switch your portfolio around, I think this is a good time to think about that in the longer term, right? These hard assets will continue to rise, but I see a bigger multiples in virtual protocol. Absolutely. And you're spot on in terms of looking at assets, right? And looking at assets that will be here, that kind of obviously sit on multiple different narratives. And in my opinion, the likes of Zcash, the American coins. Guys, remember, this is the first time in a long time where the US is completely open to this stuff. It's never happened before. So projects that are US, based out of the US, that play the US regulation, I think those projects will do really, really well. But if you look over here and you start to analyze the dominance of some of these categories, right? So if we look at, for example, max dominance here, let's just do year to date here. What you see is, in terms of pure returns anyway, the RWA sector is where a lot of the growth, AI, RWA sector are the key. And I think they represent a massive portion of what's about to come. Of course, DeFi is going to grow, but even today, even as we speak right now, RWA is the only green category within these assets. Let me just see if I can do. Let's go. Bought a bunch of silver, $17. Yeah, I think look, it's really difficult to look at the permutations. I think the leverage is the main problem, in my opinion, in this cycle. It's literally just got a lot of people absolutely completely effed up. But I do agree with you. I think, you know, asset rotations, having more than one asset is definitely the way to go. But by category anyway, I think RWA is going to be important. I think DeFi will be around. We did actually publish a recent interview from one of the founders of Maple Finance. And it was interesting to see when he said, look, it's the end of DeFi because TradFi is here. And I think projects like Maple Finance will do very well. I mean, what they have is a TVL of $2 billion plus with a market cap of just 200 million, 300 billion, very, very tiny. So what do we see here? So let's have a look at some projects. Start with virtuals. Let's have a look at virtuals protocol. 70 cents. I mean, that is absolutely, that's insane. $400 million market cap. And let's have a look. $400 million. Virtuals will be all right, man. I mean, I think long term, you know, I kick myself for, it's one of the biggest things I've actually regretted this cycle. I put out a buy alert around 3.5, 4 cents for virtuals protocol. And at the time, I remember not many people catching it. They kind of missed out on that massive gains there, but some people did take it. In fact, there's a brother in our group who's done very well out of virtuals protocol. 700 million, I think, on base going into Solana. I expect this. If this comes down below certain levels, I think the infrastructure is very clear, guys. It's a very, very good buy right now. Not only is it a good buy right now, but if you look at the stuff happening on virtuals protocol, you start to realize that it's just starting. So this is an entire economy of its own. It's kind of like where I think Bitensor will be in terms of like the accessibility for the Tau subnets. I think virtuals protocol is one of those that you can DCA into and take a longer term view from AI agents to butlers to ACP. Like this is insane. This stuff is really, really insane. So yeah, virtuals I think will do well. And if you look at the decline anyway, going to where it did, $5, you could argue that was its crazy run from 5 cents, 4 cents. When I initially put my buy alert out in our Discord to all the way $5, $6 here, and now obviously 70 cents. So you could see that the asset itself in terms of tokenomics, it's not bad at all. Let's have a look. So 60% public distribution, ecosystem 35, liquidity 5%. Yeah, it's public distribution. So they're pretty much all out. So yeah, this is a good one to look at. The other one is Tau. Now Tau, I did put a grayscale report in the Discord. So Tau's been going down, and one of the reasons why is because the main catalyst event or the Tau halving came at a point where crypto was literally just falling off, right? So mining rewards are officially now halved, right? You can see the emission schedule here. So Bitenso Tau, as and when the situation stabilizes in the market, I think we'll do very, very well overall. I would love to buy some more, because right now $20,160 gets you around 100 Tau. So long term is going to be fine. I think where people don't really understand Tau is the Tau subnets, and Tau subnets are going to be quite crucial if you're gonna dive into Tau. But overall, $216. So I like Shoots, I like Targon, and I like Riches. They are the three Tau subnets that I like. But what happens with these is, look at this huge candle here, 19th of December, right? A tremendous buy. Somebody just went all in. And of course, then you've obviously got profit taking that's happening. So the subnets, one of the problems with the subnets now is they're not available to everyone unless you're willing to go connect your wallet, deposit some Tau, buy some Tau subnets. But the current price action for me, it's positive because I think Tau will be around for longer. If it comes back down, then I'm looking to add to my bags. Look, ultimately, can you imagine, 150, 100 Tau, 50 Tau, whatever your target is, 10, 20, whatever the target is, ultimately you end up with that just because the market has a lot of FUD and everybody thinks we've hit a bear market. So I can be comfortable if it takes me, I don't care if it takes me 6 months, more to accumulate the bags that I want. Yo, we got Jenny in the building. Big up yourself, Jenny. Hope you're well. I'm still struggling to get your comments up, guys. See if I can pull up some. Pop out chat. Okay. Pop up chat. Is it on the screen? Okay, I don't think so. No. That's okay though. If I can't put your chats on here, community participants. Studio YouTube. Anyway, I'll probably learn how to use the system. Yeah, F leverage. Leverage is the is the worst thing you can do. But let's continue with reviewing what we think is going to be happening in 2026, guys. So we talked about Tau, we talked about virtuals. Is anyone else noticing this? So ETFs have all of a sudden become more positive for Ethereum than they are for Bitcoin. Interesting. So we're seeing more inflows into Bitcoin, into Ethereum than we are seeing into Bitcoin. What's up, fam? Hope you're doing well. Let me start pinning your comments here. Maybe that's how you see these comments. This is the one. Bro, honestly, I love the new. I'm using OBS Studio to stream, right? And it's weird because it's so much better, with much better quality in terms of like seeing a lot of things. But I just can't put your chats up so far. That's the only drawback to this. Mr. Waterman, Shabba. What's going on, bro? Merry Christmas to you all. Bad, it must be cold. Look, it's been pretty cold here in the Middle East, so I can't imagine how cold it is in North America right now and some parts of Europe. It must be absolutely insane. So positive ETFs. A couple of more projects I wanted to go through actually for 2026. So this niche, by the way, guys, there's a niche called TimeFi with a market cap of just $92 million. And this is in the so Piverse is in there. Perhaps something for you to keep an eye out on as well. 85 degrees in New Orleans. Damn, bro. Like, okay. For each message you're saying. Yeah, Peter, I can honestly, I can follow this up so clearly. It's just we still have that problem of not being able to have the not being able to have the ability to put your chats on screen. Peter said, who else is it here? Oh, is it freezing in New York? Crazy stuff, bro. Crazy stuff. I can imagine your winters, man. It's nuts. Loki in the building as well. Big up yourself. 43 degrees. Wow, bro. Yo, Loki, Merry Christmas, bro. Where you at? Yeah, Caveman is he's cooking, obviously. He's cooking caves. Let's see what else we want to do. So we talked about Tau. We talked about this whole thing. I think we're going to need retail participation at some point in crypto in 2026. Because as soon as we get above certain price points, I think everyone's going to friggin' go insane. I'm curious, anybody heard of RWA Canton? Yep. Canton is also privacy, right? Recently hearing about it, and it's promising competitor to Ondo. Oh, bad in the UK, bro. How bad are we talking? Are we talking Manchester bad? Yeah, UK this time of the year is crazy. How cold are we talking in the UAE? I mean, listen, not compared to like London, New York. It's nothing. You know, we're talking about low 10s at night. And the only thing I would say is there's a lot of kind of ACs that don't turn off in places like malls and stuff. And it gets really kind of like cold if you're not used to it, right? But it's nothing compared to that rain in New York or London or the wind chill. You know, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. We can look at Babylon. We can look at Canton. Is it Canton? Yeah, Canton. We can look at Babylon. We can look at Say. We can look at XLR. We'll probably start with AXL. Because the trading volume, everything is kind of like down at the moment for AXL. And one of the main debates here, one of the main reasons as to why this has been happening is the fact that Circle have bought out basically the team. And I thought it was a great opportunity at the time. I made a video about this. And this is going to be, I mean, no one knows. All I know is the asset itself is pretty cheap right now. And they've got a new roadmap. So we've got to really take it in that spirit. I mean, it's a shame if obviously XLR rugs from here. Let's unpack the three key key phases of their next roadmap. So as of today, this is actually coming XLR's roadmap in 2026. So chain connections, validator incentive, improves tokenomics and reduces supply of tokens that are basically wasted. Moreover, it will allow a common fix. So that's number one. Prepare for institutional adoption. And phase 3, align product ecosystem with new. So recent success of XLR's network that integrates products like MXRP shows there are significant opportunities. So this is what they're putting out for 2026, right? What they're saying is 2026 is going to be institutional adoption. Well, they have got institutions, to be fair. But one thing, obviously, the key concern, and it's funny, you know, they put this out on 19th of December. So that's their ambitious roadmap. Having said that, they don't address, I mean, it's, you know, the fact that they've obviously, the team has now been, you know, has moved on. And I just really think, look, does this put them close to Circle, or does this put the project at risk? And I saw, when I initially did the video, I actually saw the positive side of this. It could well be a situation where they get new devs in and the product is now closer to Circle itself. So this was the initial tweet, right? XLR's original team, which is Interop Labs, have been acquired by Circle, and Common Prefix will lead development of the XLR product from here. So basically, they've enjoyed working with Common Prefix for years and are excited to continue to do so. Their team is sharp, professional, and they are confident their job. I don't see what really changes here. They've been working with them for years. And not much changes from the Squid's point of view. We will continue to support bridging of XLR assets, and we'll focus on the cross-chain swaps and fast bridging. We'll collaborate with Common Prefix on new opportunities and technologies around XLR. Now, this is where, obviously, when I initially did my research, I took that as positive for both teams. A new start for XLR with a team that they've been working with for a very long time. And then, of course, you've obviously got the ability to now work with the older team when it comes to new opportunities within Circle. So overall, I think the collaboration doesn't change anything for XLR. Short term bearish, of course, but in the long term, it doesn't really change anything, in my opinion. It's an interesting proposition, and nothing was happening before anyway. So I don't understand when people say, oh, they've lost their dev team. Well, they haven't done anything for the price. Prior to this announcement, the price has been falling for the best part of 3 years. So we know the project has good fundamentals. We know the project is already integrated into 90 other projects. Does this hand over the baton to layer 0? Yes, but layer 0 comes with more inflation. So big things for XLR, in my opinion. I don't think it's as big a deal as what people are making out to be. So we can put that one to bed. Honestly, changing the dev team with a team that you've already been working with and your ex-dev team being acquired by Circle. Now, Circle obviously is going to create its own product. Big facts. So that's going to be quite interesting for XLR. So in my opinion, I'm not really I'm not bearish about that news. Your thoughts about Knight and ADA? Knight has done very well. ADA, I've never really looked at ADA since last cycle. I think there are better opportunities in my opinion, but it will do well. It's too big not to do well. Has a lot of interest. Have you heard of the fake TAO called Repo? It's on Base chain for 1 cent plus. Really? That I've not heard of it, bro. I've not heard of it. But we will look at it if we have to. Let's see. So let's. The next one was what is it called? Let's have a look at Babylon. I always see Babylon. I mean, I've never really. $50 million market cap. Token baby. What a big baby. Babylon Foundation native use case for Bitcoin. Bitcoin native use case. Sick and tired of Bitcoin, to be honest. I mean, TVL here is astronomical. $50 million market cap, 5.3 billion in terms of TVL. Would be good to scrutinize what really that TVL means, but I won't be surprised if this is on Binance. And yes, it is. Decent volume. Not big enough though. Current 24 hours, 700K. But yeah, it looks okay. It looks okay. Nothing too crazy. Canton was the next one. Canton. Is that the same one? CC? Because this is also a privacy coin. 2 billion fully diluted, right? Yes, Jenny. XLR working with bricks. DCA at the bottom. Absolutely. I think I've got the same conviction as you have. It's just that I did a video last week and everybody was like, oh, the dev team is gone. And I don't think it's because of the dev team that XLR's price wasn't performing well, but it will do well over the next couple of years. So yeah, Canton, I think this is the digital asset partner. Is that the one for the US treasuries? Because this is obviously, this also has, you know, tremendous privacy capabilities. So if that's the Canton, I mean, this one has been performing brilliantly. Well, I'll put that more into the privacy section. Night, we talked about Night a little bit. Midnight, and Night's been doing very well. It's already had an amazing run. 1.2 billion, fully diluted 1.8, 250 million in volume, and it's on the right exchanges. If you got in early, I mean, it still hasn't got Coinbase or Binance, but if you got in early, I mean, this has been moving for the last 14 days, really. So that's where Night did really, really well. You know what? ADA's, the thing is, stuff like ADA, I've not really, I mean, this is they've had tons of development. I just don't see any developer activity. I mean, I don't see any new projects on there because I don't really monitor ADA that well, but $13 billion market cap, yes, it's a massive, massive cryptocurrency. For that reason, I'd rather look into the others, Jenny, that can have, I mean, a chain link, for example, is what link, if you're looking for a large, secure technology, why not look at a postal service of crypto? Chainlink right now is coming down quite nicely. Under $10, this would be a generational buy, in my opinion. But that's if you're looking at large caps. Not seen the sun. Omar's not seen the sun in weeks. What's good, Omar? Damn. It's called repo. Yeah, I want to get to that repo, man. $6 million market cap. What are they doing? Training for data. AI creativity allows enterprises and AI and machine learning researchers high quality. What are they talking about, man? I wouldn't be surprised if I know this team, to be honest. Powering frontier labs with high quality training data. Ecosystem repo allows enterprise blah blah blah, backed by angels from Meta, Ledger, and Apple. You kidding me? Classic. It looks like a classic spin so far. Post-training data evolution. What are we looking at? Big claims. It just looks like another team farming, but we'll keep an eye out on this. Because you know what? You'd be surprised. Like I sometimes spot teams from other projects putting things like this on. Circulating supply. $2 million, $6 million market cap. 18 million fully diluted. Pete, good spot. I sold my XL at a 9 cents, I think that is. Oh, sorry, 30 or 3. Yeah, I can't really see. Nice. I wish you the very best. You are a fan of Cantor Network. Yes, Jenny, seen that video. Casper is a generational buy. I think Casper has been holding relatively well because of the extra eyes, volume, and of course, HTX have listed CAS. I'm gonna keep hold of my Casper bag because I think the ultimate, when the ultimate run comes, Casper will perform very well. I just think it had the bull market that we all wanted from 2023, end of 22. If you've been in Casper from, 80%, 60% of a penny all the way to 20 pence, I think that would have been a generational run. The chart has come back down, but right now it's on more exchanges. HTX has decent volume. Let's see what the markets are pulling in. Yeah, they're not on the radar yet, but I suspect HTX to come in and dominate the volume game here. So far, Gate.io and Mexi are the two biggest, and KuCoin all equal to about 2 million, roughly there or thereabouts. Casper, like I said many times before, Casper needs to be rolling with a big exchange. HTX is a good start. So yeah, as far as your question, is it a generational buy? I mean, 4 cents takes you back to 2023, right? So this is August 2023 prices. And we know crypto exploded around winter time. October, November time, we've had a generational run. And Yeah, I think the idea is, I mean, right now $4,400 is 100,000 Casper coins. I think the best thing to do is to DCA. You know, ultimately, if you're eyeing a million or 500,000, whatever your target is, I think even 50K Casper is a good start, which is about $2,000 from here. Or even if you DCA, like say $500 a month or a week or whatever you can afford, just do the risk analysis and understand when it runs, it will just do probably something like a Zcash. So Casper is a good buy for me, below 5 cents, yes. Sold Ondo, Pendle, and still happy about that. Yeah, congrats. I think that's a good move. You could always get back in, right? Parcel and Moonwell. Moonwell is decent. I've not been a fan of Parcel. Haven't really, because of tokenomics, I haven't seen this for many years. TBL 5 mil. Outstanding token valuation 16 million. Fully diluted 19 million. You still have less than 50% in circulation. Yeah, I think that's ultimately one of the reasons why I never really got into looking at Parcel, to be fair. Team ecosystem, sorry, early supporters and advisors. So these are KOLs. 28%, ongoing community and growth 28, core distributors, ecosystem fund. Look, at the end of the day, a lot of big KOLs got a chunk of this, right? But inflation for me is too steep in what is otherwise a kind of like a cycle that's either winding down or going to the next parabolic phase and then coming down. So not looking to hold any significant dilutions in the bag. So I'd probably skip this one at all cost. It is going into the trash section of any portfolio. It's an absolute yeah, it's a shit coin. But Moonwell is a serious project on the other hand. Moonwell base utility, it will come back, but I think Moonwell is a better proposition with a significant TVL. Good tokenomics, right? And what Moonwell does is basically, if you look at the base ecosystem, right, it's right up there with some of the DeFi protocols in base. So for that reason, I will definitely, I'm bullish on US coins, you know, just like the likes of Moonwell, Zback, Morpho, which is another one that is potentially going to hold very good value in the future. Oh man, I didn't realize Danks has stopped streaming crypto. He went news and pumped up fun. Oh really? Man, big up to Danks. Yeah, listen, you know, honestly guys, this is this crypto business is not easy. I think it could be a great trade if we can verify a couple of things, Peter. It could be like, for example, here, you know, this is ridiculous, you know, angels from Apple, Ledger, and Meta. So we've got some investigations to do on this one. Let me see. So yeah, I think that's it's really well worth investigating that. Boom, boom. Let's see what else we're looking at. Wishing everyone a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas, guys. You know, the spirit is down right now. Well, we're definitely not out. Did you see the team behind Canton Network? Massive hotshots. Yeah, pretty big. I mean, I did a review on it from the privacy angle a couple of weeks ago. I looked at it in comparison to Zcash, but yeah, it looks pretty hot. It looks massively hot. See if I can get your text. Boom, boom. So yeah, amazing stuff. I think, guys, look, let's wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and a very wonderful New Year. I'll always be here, man. I'll be live streaming, and next time we'll come back and we'll do more of these altcoins because these wicks are getting taken out. I mean, look at Sui's action here. If we could actually establish another quick leg down here, could well be an insane setup for the next kind of few months. Aptos is completely. I got a weekly print. I got a buy print for Aptos on the weekly, but the chart is obviously going beyond levels that I was expecting. Ethereum holding very strong at the moment. Again, we still have the hyperliquid whale in his trade. His liquidation price right now stands around 2,000, this level here, about $2,100. So that's something to look forward to. Price of Sui 142. Man, say is at 10, right? I'm just looking to trigger the next batch of buys below 10 cents. And I think that could be a generational buy for this one. Let's see. Let's take the temperature for the meme coins. I mean, look at the meme coins here, guys. Meme coins. You've got to look at Dogecoin, right? And it's pretty much coming back to its bottom of bottoms. Chainlink, again. Chainlink has a very, very good support around here. But if we do break this level here, I think the next level could all be all the way down to about $8. So between where we are for Chainlink, between where we are right now to about this $8 region, $9 region, I think that's going to be quite interesting. See how well we hold this level, because this is going to be very, very key for that. This is what I trade, and it's made me good money over the years, but no life in meme coins right now. Near protocol, have we seen the price of near to, what are we looking at? I mean, could we potentially see that dollar again? Because again, you know, near breaks this level, the next level is going to be 128. After that, if it breaks that, then we're going below $1. I don't think it breaks that though. This is going to be very, very tough level. 125 will be super tough to break for near protocol, in my opinion. Solana's been one of the coins of the entire 4-year cycle, but as of late, it has come down massively. And we've got this huge bearish, we had this head and shoulders here. And to be fair, I mean, Solana below $100, it's not beyond, possibilities. And again, we are at a very, very key level for Solana. The ETF inflows here are significant for Sol. They get ETFs like inflows sometimes bigger than Bitcoin and of course Ethereum, that kind of level, especially ETH anyway. XRP Army going to a $10,000 a coin. Again, I don't freaking know, like that's insane, right? But if you've been in XRP since the last bear market, you have made a decent return. Time to call it quits for now. Time to wait for these prices to maybe perhaps come down. But it's not one. I track XRP for the ecosystems, but not for the buy. One coin that hasn't obviously that has been very disappointed, even the subnets have, is AVAX. Now, AVAX recently, last year, pumped to 2024, it went to $60, right? So it did half of its previous bull market ATH. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing to say about AVAX except that you are now in a bear market level from, pre-COVID levels. You've got, look at the prices here. I mean, sorry, not pre-COVID. You've got 2021 run. Then you got June 2021 crash. This went to $8 between $11, and then it went all the way to 147. And this is the power of altcoins, right? So AVAX has done nothing higher than less than half of its previous all-time high, and that downtrend was quite brutal for AVAX, in my opinion. I mean, you could see what's really a crazy channel here on this price movement. In my opinion, I think AVAX, the subnets, all of those are kind of cooked. But if we did something like this, how low could the prices come? We nearly touched the bottom of this range. I think ultimately we will come down a bit more for AVAX. Pepe's chart just looks unbelievable. So if you bought Pepe in 2023, all of this, I mean, look at the price performance here. And then, of course, Pepe comes here right now, and I think it will fall to 2895 level, which is ironically the same as the capitulation wick here. It's about to fill it anyway. I think that's as low as Pepe. I mean, in terms of market cap, should be less than 2 billion right now. But I'm looking at it only purely to see what I use Pepe and Doge just to actually look at reasonable meme coins. $1.6 billion. That's not anything we've seen recently. I mean, what was the market cap back in April 2025? We got to about $1 billion market cap. The lows that we had, there was a big drop up to about 700. No, it never went below a market cap of around $1.9 billion. $2 billion, sorry. So it is actually lower. Pepe is way lower right now than we've seen even in the last crypto crash. And it's actually even lower than April. Like the market cap here was, October. So back in October, we did about $2 billion in that crazy manipulation candle. The crash, the market crash. So 1.6 billion is the lowest Pepe has been since 2024. But that's an indication of meme coins, right? Other things you can look at very quickly. The Tau chart looks interesting, right? So on the one hand, we had this kind of chop, and on the other hand, this is the weekly, by the way. If you look at this trend, right, you've got a two-touch trend. So at one point, we'll come up to $500 to test that. But ultimately, in terms of this price fall, I expect it to hold it around, I'd probably say where we are, $200. Should be a good level for, if you break that, then we're going to a 187, 190 levels. Casper, somebody was talking about Casper. Yeah, look, the Casper chart for me, a lot of these charts I've seen, they've seemed to have bottom, but back in 2023, Casper had a very, very good support level here. Just beneath where we are. We have touched this level several times. If we break this level, I mean, it'd be very hard to take out this candle. That's for sure for cash. So yeah, everything looks, another look at the Russell. Again, it breaks up and it comes back down. Russell 2000. But here's my ultimate chart. And yesterday we talked about Beam as well. Look at Beam. Simmer, who got the keys to my Bimmer? I think this is going to be a nice lovely 30x there. But look at this. This is the one chart that governs crypto, and it's never failed in the last two cycles for altcoins. And in my opinion, as soon as we get a positive here, we shall see a return to better days. But like I said, 2026, liquidity tailwind, and hopefully we will do way better than what we've had so far. But stick with it, man. Build conviction. And yeah, big shout out to all the pussios who constantly give me abuse for doing crypto. I was thinking, join Danks, man. Might as well. Pasture's new, but I love crypto way too much to a true bear market, I believe, extremely lower if this was a true bear market. Yeah, facts, bro. Humanity Protocol, not really, bro, but we can take a look next time for sure. And slowly DCAing into Aptos, investing 10 at the time. Brilliant stuff. I mean, listen, as long as you build conviction and you're in it for the long term and you don't listen to these monkeys saying, look, don't even talk about crypto. Yeah, it's a big fact. But guys, listen, it's been an amazing stream. Lovely Merry Christmas. Maybe we'll do a Christmas Eve special or sometime between Boxing Day and New Year, so everybody can just get away from this bullshit market situation. But yeah, God bless, man. I'll catch you, brothers and sisters, on the next show. We've done 1 hour, 23 minutes. Lots of love. And again, season's greetings from me. And take care, guys.